Hi, this is shanzai.com here, and we're back with another video review for you. And this time we're looking at the Ramos T11RK 8GB, I guess you can call it personal media player. And when we got the box just a few days ago and opened it up and took a look, this is what came inside. You can see there's a remote control that actually works through the IR port that connects to the actual device. There's a TV out components and cables, as well as an audio and microphone included as well. It's pretty bare packaging, but instructions inside are also in Chinese, but not really that necessary. You'll find the software is in English on the inside, and it is running the Android operating system. This is the basic device itself. One of the reasons we were excited to review this is because it contains a Rock chip ARM processor inside, which is getting kind of known for its good performance, and we'll be able to look at that in a moment more closely to give you an idea how that works out. Firstly, if we look at the externals of the device, you can see it's a nice big screen. It's larger than an iPhone screen or an iPod Touch, so that's nice when you're watching movies and whatnot. The build quality feels incredibly sturdy. If you look at the back, it might be hard to see on camera there, but it's actually got a sort of a nice sort of etched in design where it kind of looks like a faux leather or something underneath there, kind of, but there's a nice little pattern in the black finish in the back. It is a nice solid plastic and faux metal finish on the device. Quite good quality for that. The screen itself is good quality. If we take a walk around the device, you can see there's the headphones and earphones. There's a TV out plug, micro USB, and your micro SD card slot, and your power switch, all here on the one side. There's a IR port here on the front side of the device, nothing on the other two sides. So it's really quite minimalistic in terms of input and actual controls on the device. Okay, so now let's power up the actual device by pressing and holding the power button here on the right. And you can see the screen comes on and boots almost immediately into the actual interface for interacting with the device. The calendar, time, and date already being up on the main screen. And you can see there's a series of icons along here, along the bottom, including the settings icon, which allows you to basically interface with all the different functionality of the device. Now, as I said, the screen size is larger than an iPod Touch or an iPhone, so in that sense it's great for as a media player type style of device. The device itself is designed to replace your media player functions, obviously. You can load your music on it, so you can use it as your MP3 player, your audio player of sorts. It's also got ebook reader software on it, so for some people who don't mind a little bit smaller size screen, but bigger than, again, as it mentioned, than your iPod Touch for reading ebooks, it's very good for that. It could also replace your digital picture frame because it has an image viewer that can do slideshows and whatnot, and you could imagine leaving that beside your bed. It's a very thin device, same size as a digital picture frame essentially. It's got some notes that it'll take, and it'll also act as an audio recorder. One of the things that the device doesn't have is Wi-Fi or any kind of internet connectivity. So you'll have to connect the device through the USB to your PC to get your content. But again, it recognizes your device here as a hard drive. It's so much easier than using something, say, like iTunes, which personally I can't stand, and I find convoluted for trying to get content on and off of your device. So in that sense, if you're just looking for a raw player that you're able to take content off your PC, put it into a portable format and carry it with you, that's very good for that. The video formats and things that it supports, it doesn't include WMV, but it does include such popular formats as FLV, DivX, basically AVI, and of course, because it goes up to 720p, it also supports the H.264 format. So that's great in that. Let's take a look at that. We actually fooled around with it a little bit before, and that's why you would have some content already preloaded here. We've got a nice Rihanna video, Shut Up, that we ported onto here, and this is a 720p file, that AVI format that we have loaded up. You can see it starts instantly. It's running smoothly. Let's move it to full screen. I think one of the things that we were really impressed with was how good the actual screen quality is and how good the picture quality is. I own an iPhone, I love it, but you never realize how small the iPhone screen is until you see something a little bit bigger like this showing the full details. I think we have to say we're incredibly impressed with that performance. The Rock chip does an amazing job of powering through the 720p AVI. So the interface for navigating in and around out of your applications is the typical Android interface. So while you're watching your movie here, here's the applications come up, you just scroll through to get back to your main menu of videos or content that you've got on the device. Continuing along through the device, you can see we have the audio music player. We've added quite a bit of content here to the device ourselves. It's got a nice pleasant interface for seeing the songs, a little bit iTunes-like with your some of your song details and different music. In that sense, it's quite attractive. The ebook reader supports a few formats, which is the LRC and also your basic text document format. You can see the screen here. There's no accelerometer or inside or orientation of the screen, so you have to read the devices in this format. But it scrolls fairly smoothly, which is nice. And the page transition time is a little bit slow, but that's also typical of ebook readers in the market today, so that's no different. Using the remote control is quite simple. It's got a fairly simple navigation interface with a couple of buttons with some Chinese indicators on them, but you can scroll back and forth through your various applications. Let's open up the photo application so we can check that out as well. There is a list of folders there that you can create on your drive through your PC as well. Let's go over and take a look at the actual picture so you can see some of the quality there. You can see actually again the quality of the photos and the screen brightness and everything is fantastic. It's very good for that. Coming back to the main folder, you can see the rest of the folders, and let's take it back out to the home screen. Moving along, this is your additional applications that are on the device. There is only included actually a stopwatch and a calendar. I'm assuming if you can connect through your PC interface that probably you'll be able to add a few other Android applications that are supported. But again, keeping in mind that you don't have an interface to the internet with a device alone, you'll have to install those through your PC somehow. It's got a voice recording audio function. It's got an Explorer here with a save, looks like a little cassette button there, for a disk drive button, and that lets you explore your entire device's hard drive. And then of course there's the settings, which lets you kind of fool around with your device and configure it. One of the things we do recommend is that you configure the calibration for the unit so that you can make sure that the touchscreen works well. When you first start up with the device, we had some problems with that until we fooled around with the calibration a little bit. The factory default settings seem to be quite good on their own. You can set the time and whatnot for your calendar. And the TV screen size and whatnot for the TV out. Now we don't have a TV here today to show you what the TV out looks like, and we haven't had a chance to hook that up ourselves, so we don't have any comment on that. There is additional language support included, which is Chinese. I'm assuming again you'll probably be able to have those options for adding other languages through Android if you can get them off of your PC. So in conclusion, I guess what we'd like to say most about this device is that we're very impressed with the build quality. The 720p playback is excellent for the size of the device and the ARM processing power that's behind it. We're really impressed with that. Screen quality is fantastic. Very good as an audio player. The ebook reader looks okay, as I said again, if you're comfortable with a smaller screen ebook reader style, and also maybe that green background might throw some people. The audio playback is fine, and actually as a PMP it works quite well. The additional functions as a clock, a digital clock, or a picture frame would just be a nice bonus for people who are interested in spending about $150 compared to, say, a smaller device like the iPod Touch, which runs for $200. There is also removable storage media, so you can crank that up as high as you can get your SD flash memory as you can afford, so that's kind of a nice bonus to be able to get your content on and off the device that way and be able to store that and increase the size of memory of your device. Again, overall, the look and feel of it is quite attractive. definitely a pocketable device, and one that you certainly wouldn't be embarrassed to pull out in front of your friends. It's quite cool.